Golden Gophers will boot it away to start the game. Looking for blockers. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. Offense getting set for first down. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Coaches preach all week about physicality, physicality. That is how you do it. That is how you put it on tape. That's how you show everybody in the locker room, everybody on the field. This is how our defense is going to be. Do not run the football because we will knock you senseless.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. So already they've hit a speed bump on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 8. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Didn't find much room on the return, but now they are in business and poised to strike from the 25.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. Now improvising. Lets it fly. Makes the grab. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And I love that play call. There's a great example of sudden change situation, right? Your defense gets the turnover, you get it right back. The very first play, let's be aggressive. Let's take a shot and see if we can catch the defense napping. Boy, oh boy, did that ever work out great.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. And the Golden Gophers want to crank the tempo. They'll run it up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. Not much room. He gets 1 down to the 7.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
3rd and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
Man, that's just kind of frustrating for an offense. You move the ball all the way down the field. You got an opportunity on 3rd down, and you can't protect your quarterback. You get the sack, and now it's probably field goal time if you make a field goal.
It's 4th down, and this offense is going to stay on the field and keep the kicker on the sidelines. To the air, it's Lagway. Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
Man, that is just a great job on defense there on 4th down, making a play on the ball in the air. Everybody had their eyes on the quarterback, but having great timing, swatting the ball away and doing it cleanly. No PI. And as a result, that defense has earned a rest. They're coming off the field.
May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
Sticks it in his belly, and they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. Looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 28. They'll power it inside with the fullback. Tackle is made after the first down.
And you give it to the big boy. I like that. Those guys are really stout. They're usually not very tall, thick as can be, used to hitting linebackers. That's what they chew on linebackers for a living. I love when you give them the football, they lower their shoulder and get that first down for them.
And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down.
That's the end of the first quarter. And after one, we're tied 0-0.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. The back goes in motion. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Well, he picked up that first running the football. That's good news for an offensive line that really has been getting pushed around and bullied in this game so far. Let's see what happens moving forward.
Inside the 15. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Hey, listen, explosive plays comes in all different shapes and sizes. That time they attack the outside to the left on the ground, and that is a momentum-shifting play.
They know they have a huge advantage there. I expect them to go right back to it.
And what do you do now if you're on defense? You got to be expecting that they're going to try and tack that side of the field, maybe in the same way, maybe on this next play right here.
And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. And the Golden Eagles with the 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read.
And the fullback breaks off a nice gainer there. No such thing as just 3 yards in a cloud of dust with this guy. He can make people miss and get you a play.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Using his legs, it's Sampson. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Southern Miss.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team out there set to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Jordan. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
To the air. It's Lagway. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, the quarterback's throwing from the pocket. He's trying to fit that football into a real small window down the middle of the field, and the defender's hit was able to jar the ball loose from the receiver. Great job.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? They'll try to get the first through the air. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody to dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they gambled in their own end, and now they give up really good field position.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field position. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
It's caught downfield. And he makes a grab. Defense draped all over him, and it's 1st and goal at the 9. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
The closer you get to the end zone, the more you start to bring big bodies on the field, right? The field shrinks. I'm worried about you running the football, particularly up the middle. But how about the offense? Does a nice job tossing the ball on the perimeter, going out there, getting some positive yards, trying to get 7. I ain't settling for no field goal.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. You start with this type of field position and have to settle for a field goal. This is a big 3rd down coming up. They'll run the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
But after getting stuffed on that run, you now got 4th down. I'm not into chasing points this early in the game. I think you just take the field goal. You try to pay this drive off and this opportunity to put something on the board, David.
Well, and nowadays you have these analytical cards, and the coaches, they literally look at every situation. Is it more advantageous to go for it or kick it? That's how they'll make this decision.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. So they are denied a touchdown on this drive, but they'll try to put up a 3 spot before the break. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Their hope for a touchdown gone by the boards, but they'll try to put up 3 before going to the locker room. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And now the lead is even bigger. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. The returner will field it and bring it back. Rolling the dice and bringing it out of the end zone did not pay off. He's out of bounds at the 19. One more snap coming before halftime. Back to throw, it's Lagway. Buys a little extra time. He's got it. Big gainer there that'll look good in the stat column, but not quite enough to put any points on the board before time expires here in the first half. Golden Eagles will kick it off to start the second half. On the run from inside his own 5.
The return is brought down at the 24. And the Minnesota offense will take over. 1st and 10.
Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring goal.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here will be huge.
Second down coming up. Defense showing blitz, trying to rattle this quarterback. Off play action. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back in the 16. The Golden Gophers in the hurry up. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. That pass not closes. He got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Pulls it in. It's Jordan. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a 1st down.
And that's a play the defense has got to be able to make, guys, right there on 4th down. You're in the 3rd quarter, second half. You're playing at home, and it's a close game. You've got a huge opportunity to seize momentum. You just get the feeling that that momentum is going to be a big factor here in the second half. Someone had to step up and make a play, and they just couldn't get it done.
To the air, it's Lagway. Outside the pocket, lets it go. He's got him wide open. Nothing but green ahead. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota! The AT unit on the field. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish the drive with a 64-yard scoring toss. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Southern Mississippi has it back, and the Golden Eagle offense headed to the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a 1st down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
The sure hands, it's Sampson. Still on his feet at the 45. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down.
Coming up. That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Southern Mississippi 10, Minnesota 7.
They'll keep the offense on the field on 4th down already with a one-possession lead. Here comes the option. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. That conversion sets a tone, but that's also really part of their MO. They're going to go for it on 4th and short.
Yeah, it's a body blow, and it's demoralizing. It's a good point, Reese. When you go for it like that and you go get it, you're essentially telling the opponent, look, you can't stop us. Next time we get in a similar situation, we're going to do the exact same thing, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
He'll toss it. They'll pull him down after a pickup of 5 down to the 23. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He'll pull it on the read. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. And the Golden Eagles headed quickly to the line. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mitt. They put 1 mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. The option look. The Golden Eagles will have a first down.
How about that 4th down? I'm going for it because I'm ending this game with my offense on the field, getting the first down, and now Palmer just watching it go tick, tick, tick.
Yep. Listen, it's just imposing your will, right? You know you're running it. The opponent knows you're running it there on 4th down. There's just nothing they can do to stop you.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
It's always fun to watch offensive creativity in the red zone. Like, how are you going to get some space for your guy? They try the toss, get him out wide, maybe get him some space. The defense was ready. Nice job falling forward, getting at least a little bit on the play.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Give to the fullback. He'll be down at the 4-yard line.